Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I don't know how tonight's gonna go. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've not been feeling particularly great today, but we're gonna give it a go anyway. So, yes, I'm Laz. Hello again. For those of you who are new, nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Hopefully, you'll stay and join in with the chat and talk to us, and not just me, anyone else in the chat as well. You can have conversations between you. It's awesome. It's a great thing about it. Hopefully that's the beep to tell me that I can now come and join you in portrait mode. If I actually... No. Oh, that one. As I said, not feeling 100% at the moment. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a start. And I do have all these out for a reason. No, volume down. Go away. Good evening, Ali. Hello. Thank you for coming in. As I said, I've now come over to join you over here as well. Just so I can keep an eye on things that have been said. And hello, Leo. Leo, you're in. Hello. Nice to see you back. Nice to have you back. That's if you are the same Leo. I'm going to have to scroll up now and see. Oh, it's not going to show me. Not going to show me. Because I logged in late. Great, so it's not loaded for me. How wonderful. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to get myself into some point where I can even think. I had a message off a resin dealer, and he has just done the masters for his very pretty nice math rocks. And as we're on D&D tonight, and as I said, while I'm just trying to get myself into some kind of, I think I can actually do something without messing it up, because I don't really want to mess I mean, you can see my hands are not exactly steadiest at the moment, but I don't want to mess our little fox friend up, especially when I've actually done a half decent job of getting the colours right on him. I also need to change my glasses. So I'm just going to go through some math rocks. So I've got loads of math rocks. And you need math rocks to play Dungeons and Dragons. You are the same, Leo. Excellent. Well, I've not been doing too great, in all honesty, Leo, today. But hopefully I'm going to be doing a little bit better now. I've tried toast, essentially, to see if I can eat. Probably not the most nutritious thing in the world, but certainly the most stable thing that I could try without having similar effects to earlier today. So these ones I'm going to show you first are Sparkles', which are her very nice black and red ones. That's obviously the D20 and the other set of the D6, your D8s, your two D10s, a D12 and a D4, which is just a spike. They're all spikes. Now these ones are plastic. 14, not a bad roll. And they roll quite well, which is nice about them. 18, even better roll. But those are Sparkles ones that she got in a nice little D&D adventure tin. So that's a nice set. But along with that, we do have what I can only classify as, well, there's one set, and I have a bag of bags. And I have a bag of bags because I also have a set of D6s specifically for rogues doing sneak attacks, which are actually quite a fancy set of D6s. So those are all my rogue sneak attack dice. They were originally for Warhammer. They did come with a Warhammer game, or they come in a Warhammer set, but I have since lost the box and I've converted them into, because there's only 2, 4, 6, 8, there's only 10 of them, so it should be more than enough for a rogue's sneak attack. Oh, move that that way. So obviously if your rogue's rolling like that and you are getting a lot of them, then that's a lot of sneak attack dice for them to do. We also have quite a few sets of
And I got a lift from
magic.
Amy's mum.
Oh, sorry, math dice.
So I don't think the one, I think
So we
the
have
one
plain-
63 wasn't running after it.
Clearly-ish. Although they do have a slight greenish tint to them, which is not being picked up on the... Oh, there you go. You can just see it there. The kind of greeny glitter.
Have a shower.
Which are another set of nice bright dice. But you can get these things in lots of colours. Lots of colours. Just for the sake of it. I didn't get anything higher than a 10 on the D20. I'm not counting the 60 on the percentile dice. I'm not counting the percentile dice.
Hey, calm down, man.
For anyone wondering, my eldest has just come back home. That's hence the conversations in the background between her and Sparkles. She's just come back in. Brilliant timing. So as I said, I do have a few sets of other dice that we do have backed up. So I can't remember what these ones are like. So we have a pink set with gold sparkles. I'm assuming sparkles. Were those yours on general before you got your set? Yeah, so those were the ones Sparkles used before she got her own set, and that obviously that's square dice. These ones are bluey gold swirls. These ones look weird. So I don't know if you can see properly there, but these look really weird. Well, as far as dice go, they're very pretty. So if you're a D&D player, you will understand why I have so many of these. Good evening, Mick, and welcome in the Real T Squire. The Real T Squire. Nice to have you in. Thank you for coming. I will be doing some painting. I'm just, getting myself into a condition where I can actually do it. So I'm looking at Math Rocks because Rogue's Den Hobbies will be starting to do Math Rocks soon, and I said I would give him a rough idea of colour schemes if he hasn't thought of any. So which ones are these? These ones are pink and yellow. I've not used most of these in the bags. These usually get used by everyone else. I've got my own 2 sets, which I'll get to last. So these ones are pink and yellow. Now these are all sparkly, so they all have some kind of glitter going through them. But very, very nice colour schemes. So we've got 2 more bags of these left, and then I get to put them away, and then I get my sets, and then I'll see how steady my hands are feeling when I get that far. So this set is red and green, so it's almost a Christmassy looking set, isn't it? Bring it up there. Obviously, it's always a D20 that I'll bring up and show. Hello, Dylan. Ali, no, I didn't get to read that message. Okay, Ali's blocked that message. Dylan was timed out. View deleted message. Sorry, Dylan. Yo, man, you're a massive inspiration to me. I just wanted to know how long you've been disabled, and has it helped with your journey? Technically, Ali, that's not an untoward question on this because I did start my journey. So, that's not actually a taboo subject on this channel. So I am sorry for that one, there, Dylan. But my particular thing, although it's not classified as a disability, it kind of is because I can't work because of it, and it's also one of the reasons why I apologise at the start of this stream, because if I do have a lockup, which I've got a feeling I might have during this stream, then Sparkles will be clicking end stream as quick as she can. But it's actually helped me focus. Most of the time I have to do it after having medication, just to help control so I don't end up sat like this on the middle of the camera for about 20 minutes to half an hour. Not good viewing, I'm not going to lie. But it's helped me focus in regards to the hobby. The camera kind of puts me to a point where I can then focus on it and I'm not constantly thinking about that. So it has actually helped. No, Dylan, Ali's been very cautious recently because we have recently been having a flood of people coming in and asking very, very silly questions and putting them in way. So Ali's just being exactly what I ask her to be, a moderator. And I do give her free reign on anything. It's just Ali wasn't here at the initial start of the channel, so she's not fully aware of 100% why I've started it in the first place. But yeah, it has helped over the last 4 years, I've got to say. But I still suffer. I still suffer every day. Today's actually been a bad day for me. Especially if I'm feeling ill, it seems to activate more. I don't know whether we think eating and nutrition is one of the triggers, but we're not 100%. But we get close. But no, it does help. Thanks for asking, man. Thank you. Obviously, I'm guessing you have your own. So how are you doing? How do you deal with it? How are you doing with it? If you want, I don't have a health and well-being chant section in my Discord. It's just general chat as far as I'm concerned. So if you join the Discord, make sure you read the rules. But yeah, please come in. There's a few people in there that have, I'll say, ailments that may go a little bit beyond some people's standard. Whether it be, well, I'm yet to be tested for ADHD in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. So yeah, that should be fun. As well as all the other stuff. Graham and Twisted and Leith. Sorry, I forgot about that one for a change. I've been paying more attention to the two chats. I mean, you all see it in one, and technically I see it in one on the screen, but I just can't read it. It's so small. Yes, Graham, this is all for you, mate. This is all so you can have ideas for colour schemes. So far we've got pink and yellow, sparkly pink and white, blue and gold, and red and green. And the last ones we have from these bags are the purple and pink. Where's the D20? There it is. But they've all got some kind of glitter going through them. Bring the actual dice tray up now. See lots of different colours. Good evening, fast cars and motorbike. Just a single bike. It's just a single bike. But thank you for joining us. Hello and welcome. I will be putting the maths rocks away soon. And thank you very much, Squire. Yeah, I will be putting the math rocks away soon, but I will be pulling my two sets out. Now, my sets are in here. I shouldn't keep both my sets in here because one's metal and one's not. So wait a minute. Handful of dice in one bag. This is dice are helping me get my motor controls back so I can actually pick up a paintbrush and actually do some painting. Because we do still have the little Fox Ranger, which has not been named yet. Nope, no names yet. No, I don't think. I think we've had multiple names for the bunny rabbit, ranging from... Oh, God, I should probably open Discord just so I can actually read these. Because we are on the magical world tonight, so we might as well go through all this. Click on the right room, you absolute idiot. And where are we? There we are. So we've had Barbara, BB. We've also had Flopsy the Destroyer, which makes me laugh every time. Oh no! I've dropped a math rock. No. So yeah, BB the Destroyer. So we've had quite a few names for the Bunny Rabbit with the axe, the purple one, which is fun. None for the little spider to go with. Who goes with the ranger? We've had Bace, spelled Bayce, for the Lucario looking. I don't know what it's going to be. We've no idea for a class for him either yet. Or her. I've not even decided that part. Could be either. Most of these characters could be either to a certain degree. Someone has to be called Jeff. So who's going to be called Jeff then? Speaking of those, Mick, last week somebody gave me what was essentially a stripped up, the big long red like whip things. One of them that had been converted, shall I say, and cut up and just put in his big bag. And somebody gave me some. And he gave me essentially what was a quarter of the pack. Oh dear boy, did I realise that the next morning. Whew. But I felt great that night. I did feel really good. I had no issues with my limbs wanting to not work for at least a good couple of hours, and I think I had a good night's sleep for a change. Put it this way, Sparkle didn't complain about me bouncing in my sleep. And most people get complaints about snoring. Nope, I get complaints about bouncing sometimes. So, yeah. Again, one of the downsides to my affliction. Uncontrolled movement while I'm unconscious. Or no movement while I'm conscious. It's not fun. I'll pop all these back in here. So far, what is it? 1, 2. So far, 7 sets of math rocks I've gone through. Now there's another one somewhere, which is on the table, which is just a giant D20. Is it a D20 or a D100? That one. Is that the giant D20? Okay, so these ones are my 2 sets. Now this set, you'll notice is very shiny. And yeah, there's a reason this is shiny, because these are metal. These are my zinc dice with my favourite colour of cyan, or favourite shade of blue across them. So I do have a full set of zinc. And just that. That's absolutely awesome. I have a spare D8, because sometimes you might need to roll 3. And I also have a black and blue plastic set. Yeah, very shiny. Now, these were actually my first Father's Day gift. So they do hold a very special place for me. Which is why they remain in the tin and they stay there. But I do have 2 sets in there because I'm running as a DM. I need to roll at advantage or disadvantage. So I do need a second set of dice. So that's what, 9 so far? Set of math rocks, not including the sneak attack dice. And I've still got a D20 over there to bring over. And I don't know if you all remember the special dice of Sparkles. It's the super special dice that you don't roll, you spin. Now, I do have another one that rolls and rolls a bit too well. But, yeah, I'll bring that one over as well. Now, the one that rolls too well is a D6. And in this case, it is quite literally a ball with a cube cut out inside and a little marble. So when you roll it, it will actually stop on a number, in this case being 2. stock dice, which you can still get with this round dice, and a natural 1, and there's a 6. So it still rolls even though it's just a ball. So that's what that's a nice dice. But we also have Sparkles is I want to roll big. And it is quite literal. I wish to roll big. It is massive. You can probably even read what number I rolled there from that camera angle. It is absolutely massive. So that's also Sparkles' dice. Nat 20! Woohoo! Oh. Yeah, don't do that again. Yeah, no, that wasn't a good idea. Sudden movement. As I said, I didn't start tonight feeling too great. Still not feeling awesome. But I'm feeling good enough to at least come and start. Whether or not I'm feeling good enough to go actually finish, I don't know. Now we have Sparkle. In case, for those of you who haven't seen this one, unless you're going to zoom in for this. This is Sparkles' special dice. Now, pay attention to where the white dot is, the white square is, because this one you do that, and stop, and that's on... Oh cool, I stopped it on the 6 on a D6. But if I flip it that way, and spin, I got 2 on the D20. And if I flip it that way, I get a D8, and I get a D4, and I get a percentile, and I get a D12, and I get a... Well, that's a D8 again, isn't it? And the D6. And basically there is one of each, with the exception of the percentile, which has the tens and the units on it. So you choose one, and so first you do the tens, in this case it would be 20, and then you do the units. 4, so 24. So there is a nice D100 there on a single side, but every other side adds either 20, a 6, a 4, an 8, a 12. So it's just one math dice in a block. It's nice, but it's always whatever the white corners say it is, so that's where you can tell which one it is. The white corners tell you which numbers you get on that one. Absolutely amazing little thing. I wish I'd have got one myself now. But it's essentially a fidget spinner as well, which would be great. But I wasn't smart enough to realise that at the time. Okay, that's the math rocks done. And nope, my hands are feeling okay. So I'm going to zoom back out, and we are going to start looking at what paints we wish to do for Mr. Foxy Man. Mr. Foxy Man. Which does mean I need to change my spectacles, which I've never had to do before in my life. And now I do. Getting old sucks. I mean, not paying attention to your eye care sucks even more. But yeah, getting old really does suck. First of all, we need a wet palette. Here's one I prepared earlier. And then we need the model, who I'm going to tack down for now. And at the end of the last one, I wanted to brighten up just some. Actually, no, he's quite bright. Now I'm looking at him again. Let's see if I bring him a bit. This never works the way I want it to do. I've got to zoom in, haven't I? And then not zoom in too far. Find that point where it starts going grainy, and then start doing it from there. So the tips of his ears, and particularly like the edges and the tip of his tail, they are quite bright, but there's still enough of the, if you look to see the back of his head, it's still quite dark as well. So I think I'll stick with, I think I'm quite actually happy with the way his skin tones have, well, his fur tones have turned out. Which means I'm onto cloth. Oh god, I'm on cloth. Jeff the Bee. Do you want to know who's not been named yet, Graham? My Barbarian Butterfly. My Barbarian Butterfly has not been named yet. And it doesn't suffer the disadvantage for being a small creature because he dual wields his weapon as on one side. So maybe Jeff can be the Barbarian Butterfly. I think the Butterfly would do well as Jeff. Butterfly can be Jeff. As Jeff. Where's my pen gone? Next. So, get the book out with all the names. Named now. So, we have Barbarian Butterfly name. Cross that out. And it is now Geoff. Or Jeff. There we go. So, we have the Barbarian Butterfly named. But we're still missing the Copper Cat. Purple Bunny's got names that have yet to be yay or nayed. Who else hasn't been done? The Warlock Bartender, who's the Cthulhu-ish guy. No worries. Be careful, Twisted. Be careful. The Shiny Bee has not had a name. The Drake, possibly Ember, the little fire thingy. And the Rogue Bat. Ali said Bruce, because he looks like Batman. But I'm open to other suggestions before he gets finalised as Bruce. Because he's a thief. He's a rogue thief. I've got to put a bit in. Because I've decided that the Penguin is going to be the assassin. Just because it sounds more menacing. The Penguin, the assassin. So the Rogue Bat will be a thief. But still, for the... Yeah, we don't have the class for Chester. We don't have a name for the Warlock Bartender. We don't have a class for the Bunny, although calling her the Destroyer kind of makes me want to put her as a Barbarian. And no class, but I'm tempted towards Artificer or Forged Domain Cleric. But still no name for the Copper Cat. But at least we have a name for Jeff now. Oh, I've also had the Fox on there now, haven't I? So that is Ranger, Beastmaster, Fox. Still needs a name. And his Spider Friend, who's the yellow one we did last week. Still needs name. Now, if anyone's wondering, well, how do you take part and how do you name these things? Barry, you're not getting this magical world idea, are you, Graham? We've got names like Gris, Storm, Shadow, Nadal, Shamash. Alright, we have got a Chester in there, and now we've got a Jeff. And we've got a Sid, but spelled with an S. And who's going to be Barry? Which one's going to be Barry? Out of all the ones that we've got a name, who can be Barry? Is Barry the Bat? George and Jeff. Oh, the Barbarian Butterfly's got the B. Jeff and George. Right, the B is being called George. Those are my characters, so I can name them. So we've got Jeff and George, because I forgot about the purple and green bee. Thank you very much for that one. Tim, Tizzy, hiya. Welcome in, man. What I'm doing is I'm creating my own little world with... There's about 30-ish characters. And now so far we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 20, about 22 of them painted. No, about 21 of them painted, and I'm finishing. This one will make 22. But along with that, we need to give them classes and names from 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Some of them may get customizations because they're all animals. That's up to me, though, as the creator, to customize all that. So they will all get level 7 character sheets, and then they're playable. They'll be playable. I've been looking into Tabletop Simulator today to see if I can set things up so I can play them in a degree. If not, I've got obviously the overhead camera, and I can set up a board so people can see in Discord, and hopefully people from the Discord can come and play. Obviously, either I'd be DM or somebody else can be DM. I just have to move the things around the board as the DM dictates. And yeah, we get to play. And I'll have lots and lots of characters. Good evening, Buzzard and Barry. Barry for the Rogue Bat. So we've got either Bruce or Barry. I'm putting a question mark next to them for a simple reason, is the boss hasn't signed them off yet. I've had very, very few that I've been able to go, nope, that, nope, that. Even Sparkles and Oak, I didn't get to choose which characters were going to be Sparkles and Oak. Barry. Do you really think that's going to work with Sparkles? You know what she's going to do? She's going to tell me to tell you to shut the fuck up. You know that's how it's going to work. Oh, we've had more suggestions. Xenia, the Ancient Necromancer. Oh, right. Slight delay on painting. Seymour and Corey J. We're actually supposed to be painting, but as I quite often do, chat will sidetrack me and derail my entire stream. So now I'm going to go get all the characters, and we're going to try and pair them up with names that people have given them in chat. I'll be back in a moment. It's not far away. And it especially helps because a lot of people haven't actually seen, because this isn't just characters that I'm making a small diorama to store them on. So here we go. For those of you who have not seen, this is the magical world of Sparkles and Oak. Now I'm only up to the 2nd level, which has got people that need basing like this, so that they match where they stand on the on the floor. Now we have Dave and David, who are 2 familiars that work as a single character, a sorcerer and a barbarian. We have a nice little yellow and pink spider. Now Xenia struck my fancy for this character. Now, it is in the Lucario colours, shiny colours, with the standard Lucario colours as clothing, but they struck that struck my Xenia, that kind of my mic's constantly getting in the way and causing shadows. But that might be a nice one. No, this is Corey. This is not Warhammer. Warhammer I do on Mondays. And it is October, so I will be doing Orcs. Now, them two... Because it's not based yet, it falls over. Now, them two go together as a pair. So it's character and familiar. We also have Chester, who is yet to actually get a class. And I believe I've just snapped one of the antenna off. Well, that's a repair to do. This is the Butterfly Barbarian that I was mentioning earlier. You just have to threaten to send me more models. Thank you very much, Graham. That's not a threat to me. It's a threat to Sparkles, but not so much to me. Oh, it was aimed at you. All right, okay. Now, so we do have some that are named. For instance, Sparkles, Oak, Gris, Storm, Cyclone. What are the two? Shadow and Sid, which are the two sharks. Nadal, which is the Ram Paladin. Dave and David, come back here, please. Now, this is the bat that everyone seems to have decided it's got to be a B name, because he does look like Batman. He's got yellow eyes, he's got the black face, he's got the white muzzle. But he's a thief, so I don't think calling him Batman would be quite appropriate. Who else have we not named? Oh, we've not named the monk Red Panda yet either. Who is a Way of the Open Hand monk. Where he is a red panda. So there's lots to go through. Sybil the Windy Bozeman. Ooh, nice. Rothgar. Now, I have just named the butterfly Barry. Not Barry, Jeff. Yeah. And his little bee friend, George. But as far as barbarians go, we currently have this one, which has had so many good names given. Now, to make this easy, because everyone's jumping in now and just going nuts in the chat, which I'm happy with. Keep going. Sparkles is trying to keep track as much as possible, and so am I. But I do have a section specifically on my Discord for people to go, just throw ideas in there. Just throw ideas in there. As many as you want. Take snips and screenshots and go, no, I think it's the... Go for it. That it is there just for... Because building the entire little world in and of itself is... Yeah. Oh, is it on full? Who are you calling? Oh, Barry the Burglar Bat. I've written it down. I've written Barry down as an option. Calm down. God, if I get my certificate with your certificate, we're not going to be able to sit in the same bloody room anymore. Sparkles is going to ban us. I'm not having both of your tisms going off. But yes, we do have quite a lot to do still. Will you stop falling? So, not only have we got this layer, there's going to be another layer coming up as well to bring it higher and level with this side, and then I've got people that are going to be standing around here that I'm going to have to base. I have a lot of models left. I've even got a dual fret guitar or lute playing frog who's playing it with the tongue to paint yet. That was going to be amazing. Bernard. Am I writing Bernard down?
Bernard can go down.
Bernard can go down. Right. Now, some people may be asking, well, why are you always talking off camera? This is all for my partner. This is all for my partner. Sparkles and Oak, or Sparkles Oak, is her gnome character name. Amber Mead is her dwarf character name, and Sparkles and Oak have been split over two twins for the title characters. Bernard. Question mark. I'm going to run out of space with the way these are coming through. Bart, Boozy, Wayne, Shin the Shadow from the East, Rothgar the Barbarian, Sybil the Wind, Orin. I do like the sound of Orin. But was Orin a crit roll character? Or no, it's Arm. So hopefully Sparkles has taken a note of some of these. I'm going to give her a piece of paper. And a pen. So as you're all typing, Sparkles will hopefully be taking... Now write Brian down. I'm not writing naff all down now, Graham. No, I dread to even think about joining you two on a game. Right. So Sparkles will now be taking notes, so I can start what this stream's supposed to be about, which is painting the models and making the world. So we're on for the Ranger Fox. Now, some of you, Orin is Lord of the Rings, right? Okay, so yeah, so it will be Arm then from Crit Roll. Oh, I don't know. Right now, I've got adrenaline overflowing other things. I think I can try. And if you're wondering, why have you got adrenaline going? Camera. Live. Next to no filter. And I don't mean visually. Although, thanks to Buzzard, I have calmed some of my language, shall we say. Unless we get some nasty people in. If we get nasty people in, that's when you see me. That's when you see the not so nice side of me come out a little bit. But so far, we've not had any nasty people in tonight. We've had one minor mishap, which was corrected very quickly because it was an accident. So we're okay with that. At least I think we are. I think we've moved on and got past it because we're grown-ups. And that's been it, really, tonight. We've had a pleasant evening. I've been going for 40 minutes. I've not had a lock-up and I'm feeling better. I'm not feeling 100%, but I'm feeling better. So let's shake up the base colours that I wish for the cloak. And I'm going to start with Ink by Darkness. And then I'm going to layer up with Stegadon Scale Green. I do have a plan sometimes. I know a lot of you don't believe it, but I do. Sometimes. Not every time, though. Sometimes I do just get up here and I wing the entire stream. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just a person like all of you. Just that this person was crazy enough to stick his camera in his face for therapy. Oh, my glasses move if I do that. Oh, they do. But it's weird now because when I smile, my glasses go up. Right, let's move them so they're not gonna. Yeah, that's better. And I should still be able to see. I was irritating that my glasses were going up and down as I was smiling. No, it's fine, Alec. Especially over the last couple when we've had people coming in who have been coming in to not be nice about the things and the questions that they're asking and the way they're putting them across haven't been great. I understand why you did what you did. I managed to catch the first sentence and I just wanted to double check. Obviously, there's a reason why I can go back and double check and I can override my moderators. YouTube have thought of a couple of little things. And it's not that you did wrong, it's just that, yeah. Herman for the panda. Yeah, because he does look like a hermit and is a Way of the Open Hand monk. There you go, Herman the Hermit. Right, so we need to do base layers in Ink by Darkness. So, 3 points of contact. In this case, my wrists are together and my arms are on the desk. Make sure my eyes can focus and decisive, controlled strokes. If that's one thing I've learnt by using paint over these 4 years of doing this channel, is that you don't want to use sketch motions unless you want a specific effect. If you're looking for fat colours, that's the wrong word, isn't it? If you're looking for flat colours and smooth colours, then you want decisive strokes. Ideally all in the same direction. Doesn't always work how you want it to, though, so don't worry if occasionally your brush has to curl a little bit. I'll make a sweeping motion just to follow the lines of the model. Yeah, listen to me like I'm giving a tutorial. I don't know what the friggin' hell I'm doing. Well, this is all, as I said, trial and error. For 4 years it's been trial and error. Because you can watch as many videos as you want, but until you actually get a brush in your hand and try putting paint on model, none of it makes any sense. And even when you do try that, then it doesn't always work the way you want it to. And you're still good, Ali, don't worry. You is still head mod. But for a change, I actually have quite a few people that are chatting. So thank you all for coming to join me. Keep chatting, keep giving ideas and asking questions. Because as I said, I can get derailed, but now that I'm actually painting, I'm not as bad as when I've not quite started and then I get derailed. Basically, that's the easiest time to derail the streams, right at the beginning before I've started doing anything. But then you put ideas in my head and I go, ooh, and run off and go get something. Once I'm actually painting, I'm aware I've got to sit here and paint this thing. I know that sounds silly, but yeah. As I said, it is part of therapy as well. And that might be my part of what, is mentally wrong with me. It might not. I don't know. I'm waiting for the test. Must be a bloody video call. I'm not looking forward to this. I don't like talking to doctors. Anyone who's gone to school for too long, I don't trust. I mean, continuously. It's like they've been in since we were 5 and they've not left since we were like fucking 26. You've been in school for 21 years. That's way too long. Surely you should have learnt what you needed to by then. And why did it take so long to teach you? Are you slow or something? And that's no. If there's any doctors in the house, please don't take that personally. I was only making it as a joke. I understand that training for a specific career does take a long time. I'm not by any chance actually. No. But I still don't like talking to doctors over things, especially ones that I don't know. It took me ages to start talking to my therapist properly. And that was after the first day when they asked me a stupid question. Let's start from the beginning. Oh boy. You shouldn't have asked for that one. I had to have another 3 sets just to finish off and catch up to date. And his hat. Oh, cat. Happy birthday yesterday, Fox. Nice to have you back, mate. I hope you're doing alright. Oh, society's well and truly wrong. Don't get me started on that one. We try and avoid that stuff. Keep that crap away from me at the moment, especially while I'm online. I do not want to get banned or arrested. Thank you very much. Now, I hope some of you do realise that as close as I am to the real me, Laz is a caricature. Not all the things that I say come out of my mouth are my real opinions. Some of them are said for comedic effect. They might not necessarily be funny, but they're said for comedic effect. But yeah, let's not get started on the state of the country that I live in, because then some of the comedic effect might go out of the window. As Sparkles is well aware, because we have these discussions between us. And apparently I have one or two viewpoints that some people might not necessarily like. I'm not saying what they are. I'm not saying who won't like them. But I'm guessing a lot of people can take a fucking good guess. I don't want to do his trousers in the same colour as his tabard and his cloak. So I'm not. I just don't know what colour I'm going to do his trousers in. I'll probably end up with an earth tone, because I have a lot of Citadel range. Browns and greys are abundant. Oh, you got to switch to... Oh, that means you're playing Space Marine 2. That is a game I can't play. My chip will not run it. Everything else will. Just my chip. A chip goes, nope. Too old. Can't run it. I want to play that game. Because it's multiplayer co-op in the campaign. It's one of the things I enjoy about gaming is the co-op aspect. Even with FIFA, I enjoyed playing on the same team against a computer rather than playing against my friends. Mainly because my friends would ban me and not let me play because of the way I play. I don't play FIFA like football, I play FIFA like it's a video game. They all play it like it's football. It's like, well, it's not. It's a video game. It has mechanics. It has things you can do that you can't actually do in football. But when we're on the same team, they're fine with me doing that. When we're opposing each other, not so much. Have I just got the exact same colour? No, I haven't. Right. I thought I'd gone for Staggered Dun Green first when I first pulled it out. But apparently not. Yeah. What's wrong with being British? Don't go. Certainly the wrong place to go British bashing. No, this is a very cautious word for you, for anybody who wishes to think that Brit bashing without having familiarity in comedy, and trust me, it's hard if you don't understand the British sense of humour to put that comedy in or humour in. Yeah, not a good idea. And I'm not even on about what was going to come from me. I won't have to do anything. I did a good portion of my viewer base which are British. So, just for your own safety and your own peace of mind, we will take jokes. We're happy with jokes. Oh, you're British. Oh, that's okay. But yeah, just bear in mind, as much as I should be the angriest person out of everybody if something gets said. So please try and be nice, despite the fact that we're all dicks. And don't say you're not, because we know you are. You have that moment where you think, should I, shouldn't I? Yeah, fuck it. And you do. But yeah, if you're British yourself, then you will be very aware that some people may not always take things. No, that's fine, man. I have plenty of people that come in here and essentially lurk. They listen to me in the background while they're doing other things. They might pop the head over, go, oh, let's see actually how far's he got on, and just pay close attention. Buzzard, for instance, is probably playing Battlefield while I'm on either a phone or whatever the other. I think it's a phone that usually has me on just to the side. Every now and again he'll pop in and say something. But most of the time, he's shooting helicopters out of the bloody sky with missiles. Yeah, do you want to know why he's white? Do you know why he's white, Graham? Because you haven't got the bollocks to go and spill some blood. That's why ours is red. And we're proud of it. Now that is a very that's between me and Graham. We know each other and we know it's a joke. Not everybody would have took what I've just said as a joke. Graham knows too because, well, I like Graham. Graham knows I've liked him. He's invited to my fucking wedding. He's just got to see if he can come. And I don't mean like that. Dirty minded people. We have children in the chat. Behave yourselves. Yeah, no, that's fine. As I said, people, if you're in here just listening, that's awesome. It does confuse me a little bit because I see numbers and it's like, well, only one person is talking, but it says 6 people are in there. Maybe some of them are just listening. Okay. And that's usually how that process goes. You don't know how to clean up after. I've seen the state of so. I've been round those walls. Those walls need damn good pressure washing. And don't say it's just to keep the Scots out because we know it's not that. The Scottish don't come there anymore. I can't say much though. Anyone who watches any type of like politically, what they call auditor stuff, you may be aware of Piccadilly Gardens. Yeah, that's one place that does need cleaning up. No problem, Alan. Right, so let's try and layer up a lighter tone over some of these raised edges on the cloak, just so they stand out. Just the top parts. And only along the very, very edges of them. Still want to keep some of that both of those undercolours in there. See, Twisted? I'm learning. If you're back, by the way. And Graham, I am. And everybody else, I'm learning. I mean, it's taken me 4 years to get through my thick skull, but it's getting there. And I know it's a thick skull because I have potentially 2 horns. Or at least 2 lumps where horns would grow. Why I wear a hat. In fact, no, I have a tricorn head. But that's a different thing. Because not everybody apparently has a nodule on the back of the head. Quite a weird thing that you're not supposed to tell people about. But no, people don't have nodules on the back of their heads that they can't clip round or shave round. And well, I have. Yeah, you might want to keep that quiet. And there's me blaring all over the internet. Your pressure washer. Oh, jeez, Leo! Wow. No. Whoa, that's not good. Pressure washers going pop is not good because obviously he's under pressure for crying out loud. Oh shit! I hope you're all right. Because for it to go pop, I'm guessing you were plugging it in and using it at the time. Because otherwise, why would the pressure have built up for it to go pop? So yeah, I hope you're all right, or whoever was using it at the time is okay. Because those things could go quite nasty. I mean, they could do it quite mundanely and just release. But with you saying explode, kind of gives the impression of shrapnel. Now, does that actually show up as any? Oh, it does, very slightly. I'm glad to hear, because, yeah, exploding things, and as fun as they can be at a safe distance. Vampire Night is coming up soon, isn't it? So just over a month. Just over a month, and then we get to go boom, boom, boom all over the country. Which is technically not allowed now, but it's certainly not stopping people around me. There's a shop just down the road where you can get like 100-shot repeater. It's awesome. As well as some of the big stuff. I'm not going to buy any, but people around me do, so we just get to stand outside and watch. As I said, fun explosions, safe distance. Green thing round his neck. Is that both Death Guard green? No, that's Strachan green. I'm going to go with Death Guard green first, which is this one. And I'm going to use Strachan green as the light thing to go round the fur for his collar. Don't ask me where he's got this fur from. It's a magical world after all. But I want to try the Death Guard green because that's pretty much the colour I want my orc flesh to be. So on Monday when I start painting Glasgow, then I've got an idea of what I'm working with. You still with us, Big G? And by that I meant Graham. I'm ironically calling him Big G. Because he's the most non-gangster person you will ever meet. He's not. Graham is not a gangster. Saying that, it does have It could be. Oh, you are inappropriately dressed. I'm sorry. So you've gone from being the plain old, approachable, everyman's man, Graham, to the official, a corporate side of Rogue's Den Hobbies. Which I will be advertising during my break, as always, and is the reason I was going through all my Mathrocks earlier on in the stream, so Graham could have ideas of which colours he might want to do his Mathrocks that he will be putting up on the site. Now, please remember, there is a chance for a discount on that site. As far as I'm aware, this is the only chance that you get quite regularly for discount on that site, and it's last 10 at checkout. You get 10% off. Now, anyone who likes proxies or D&D or just wants some very nice looking dice, or even if you have your own STL files, just not got the ability to print them out, which I will be speaking to you about when it comes up, Graham. We'll see if Joe pops in, then we can have that discussion, but not without Joe. While I'm up on stream anyway. But I may have, a different type of thing where I'm sending you STL files to be printed out for me. But as it's not for that type of thing this time, I probably won't end up using my own code again. I know I should. But part of me feels cheeky, so no. Green on all the fur that isn't the fox's fur. If that makes sense. As well as green trousers. Oh no, that brush is just. What is it with some of my brushes now? I know They're not that bad. I got them at Christmas last year. Not that old. I mean, I'm not the most soft with my brushes, but come on, they should last longer than that. Now this one should be okay. This is one of my Kolinsky's, so I'm hoping this one's alright. It would be if he actually had enough paint to put on. Whether you say it's not cheeky or not, how I feel about it is a different matter. What do I do? I feel cheeky using my own discount code. Especially now that I've found out that I get something from that. See, I wasn't 100% sure if I didn't think I did. I just knew there was a slight possibility. But now that I know that I do, it's like I'm trying. It's like me having a double bite of the pie, and it's not nice. No. I don't use my discount code. My discount code's there for everybody else to use. And if other people use my discount code, then that means I get more stuff from Rogues Den Hobbies. So anyone in Europe or the UK, and I believe you can go to Canada now. And also, I'm not 100% sure on the US, but I think tariffs and things make it so you can send, but it costs a bit just to get it past all the paperwork and things. But I'm not 100% sure of that. Yeah, I know. That I told you from the offset that if someone uses it, I get the cut. But if I'm using it, I'm already getting the cut because I've had the discount. But you want to apply it twice. That's why I feel cheeky. Because it shouldn't be applied twice. If I've took the 10% off, I've took the 10% off. And you can't even turn around and say, well, I didn't realise it was you. You know my name. You know my address. You know full well when you're sending it to me. I am not that stupid. I might look it, I might sound it, and I might act it. But I'm not. I hope. At least I don't think I am. If I am that stupid, could somebody point it out to me, please, so I can try and correct it and do something about it? Maybe read an extra book or two. We have leaves on the bow. Of course we have leaves on a bow. Why wouldn't you strip your bow down off all leaves so you had a nice clean shaft to... So you will ship all over the world, but the tariffs are down to the customers. Awesome. Welcome back, Ali. And yes, roguesdenhobbies.com. In fact, I'm going to pop that up into the main one as well. And this scares Graham how quickly I go do this. You just click there, and you click there, and you do that a couple of times. That's it. And you go right click, copy. Open up FoodTube. Find my own channel, which is easy enough, it's up in the top corner. Go on the full one. Make sure I mute myself because that's just awful. And boom. See, there you go. Just paste. And there's a link for Rogues Den Hobbies for anyone who's watching on the horizontal cam. Ali's put it on for the vertical cam, so the portrait cam. So anyone watching there who can click that link, please go ahead and have a look around. It's not just D&D and dice he does. He does some more sci-fi stuff. He's got Space Dwarves and he's got Space Bears, which I've fallen in love with. To the point where it's still getting to the point where do I change the army that I've collected for over 20 years, do I change their name because of a singular model that I bought from Rogues Den Hobbies? That's how bad it can get. Or at least for me. Sparkles doesn't like me going on that website because she's dreading that I'm just gonna click order, which I'm not going to because I know we have a wedding to save for. Or I'm not going to yet anyway. If I get any donations, however, and it is written as part of the statement for the Buy Me a Coffee that any money going in there will go to third-party retailers and small businesses to help fund, and I will buy third-party models, which is ta-da! Great models, by the way. Absolutely awful bases. Will not be going back to the place that I got these from. Didn't get these from Graham. Rogue's Den Hobbies, I did not get these from. Rogue's Den Hobbies do more standard size stuff, less chibi and cutesy, and more. What's the last thing I got? Last thing I got was Big Frogman, who was fishing with a giant hook. So much different in scale and appearance, but still very bloody nice. These sparkles just liked because basically I saw them on Kickstarter. It had finished. I found someone who had them, ordered them. Wish I'd found someone else. It is always good to have a clean shaft. It is. Also good to have other clean things if you're going down that road. Right. So now that that's drying, I've got to go back to the mixing of the ivory and the blue for the high highlights on the cloak. And because I've let it dry, I'm going to have to mix on the palette. Yeah, that was a bit too much on that. We've got so much to come, so much to do on the channel now. We've still got the Tau Empire, the Tau to do for Calm, which I've chosen colour schemes. I've just got to finish off the last, basically the test models, and then from there get him to bring the rest of the army around so I can paint it and spray the big bloody things. I'm not hand painting all the Storm Surge and the Riptide. You can sod off and spraying some of that. So some of that will be done off camera, especially the base coating, because I can't get my airbrush here and get it ventilated well. So I have to go out to the door behind me, or at least into the kind of hallway place, so I can get a better ventilated area. Really all I need is an extraction fan going up to my window, just up there. But I'm saving for a wedding and I can't buy an extractor fan right now. I could probably ask for one for like Christmas. But the cheapest ones you're going to get are questionable about why you're buying them. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're very, very effective. But yeah, they're questionable as to why are you buying this piece of silver ducting that's only 3-4 foot long and this great big whopping extractor fan, and they don't always believe you when you say you're using it for a spray booth. Have to be careful when buying things like that. Now for his hat. Now these are the points where I started getting worried, because the very small lines, the very thin lines, and if you mess them up, then especially like catch things like his ear or anything like that, it can be an absolute pain sometimes to sort it out. Now you can see the edge of his cloak a little bit easier, but you've still got the darker recesses. You will need a wash, and the green stands out quite nicely, I'm glad to say. All fun and games. Now, for anyone who's not been to this channel before, I do sometimes take a small break because going back to conversations earlier, I am not the healthiest of persons, and sometimes I do need to just for a minute before I can carry on. Now, I try and do as much as I can before I get to that point, but sometimes I get to that point earlier than other times. Hopefully I'm going to be able to keep this going for at least another hour after I come back, so it's worthwhile. However, I do put music on, and I put a little video on, which is where you get the Rogues Den Hobbies discount thing from. So first of all, I've got to test the music to see if it's any good. Which means I have to torture myself by putting headphones on and listening to my own voice. And I can't stand that. I can't stand my own voice. Especially when it's echoing in my own ears. Let's try that. First of all, it's going to give me a bloody advert because I don't have YouTube Premium. Okay, that's not too bad. We'll go with that one. And while I put this break up, hopefully it won't be too long. It's usually about 5 minutes-ish. Maybe a little bit longer, but not usually too long. But you do get to watch this. Now, if you watch it on portrait, you don't get to see my face bit. But you do get the thank you part, and you do get the Rogues Den Hobbies part. So, thank you very much. Let's set that going. Mute me, and then unmute the sound. Sorry to cut that off. Apparently Graham was liking that song. Yes, as Ali has put in, if you want copyright-free music, please go check out Arius Nation. Is it Arius Nation? Because he's got so many that have Arius and Nation, and I lose track. I think it's Arius Nation. But speaking of songs, yeah. Yeah. If you've never been here before, you might not be prepared for what's coming soon. Fair warning. You're going to hear something you might not hear on other channels. I'm just going to clarify one or two things in my head before I start. And now people are thinking, what the is he on about? You'll find out. Yeah, I'm not sure if this particular thing has any verses or if it's just the same thing over and over again. And if it is the same thing over and over again, I've got about 3 of them. It's only going to be short, don't worry. First, I'm going to try actually painting. But it's October, isn't it? It is October. That means if I can think of a bit of it, I'm going to do it. I usually do anyway. So, whoa! Yeah! What is it good for? Cramping lots of humans. Say it again. Yeah! Whoa! Yeah! What is it good for? Killing all the Sparkies. Getting all the helmets. Are you a boy? Yeah! So, whoa! Yeah! You better be fighting. You're not no little kid. You're gonna be there. Whoa, yeah. What is it good for? Keeping all the boys in line, cramping lots of heads. See? How did I not think to turn war into an Orc song? I mean, I'm going to have to get the full lyrics up and try and do it properly. But how can I not turn war into war? How can I not? Oh, by the way, hello, welcome back. I should do that first, really, shouldn't I? This is why I say I'm not a YouTuber. YouTubers pay attention to stuff like that and tell you to do all this stuff and blah 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 blah. I'm just happy you're here. So simple, aren't they? Makes it easy. Makes it so much easier. Ugh. There. Itchy eye, not good. Right. So that's that little layer of green over it. Now it needs green wash. And that needs a Quelea green shade wash. And then I need to start looking at browns and leathers. Okay, so first of all, we need our Thorny and Cowl shade. Give it a good wash, a good thingy. No, that's Drakenhof Nightshade. Where's my Quelea God shade? There it is. Sorry, Quelea Green Shade if you're looking for it on Games Workshop's website. Quelea God Shade because I bloody love it. I did forget my cup of tea though, so one moment. It's not far away, it's literally a step. I'll put it back on the desk and then sit down again. So I do need to go look at War, the song, and see if I can get the lyrics and turn them all into something that I can make into an Orky song. See, I've still not finished the Cyndi Lauper one yet. But that's hard, that one. That was actually quite difficult. It's a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be when I first started it out. So yeah, let's put this wash in here. just to help add some definition into the deeper recesses of the fur. Hint, hint, Ali, it was a new Arkeoki song that I realised I could possibly change quite easily. I just need to know what the full lyrics are, because I can't remember them. It's been a very long time since I've heard that full song. I mean, I could probably do something like Silver Machine by Heartwind and turn it into an Admech song. But who knows? I'd have to really think about that one. And I mean, really, really think about that one. Because I don't think I can do like a robotic voice. Not in acapella anyway. I'd have to use software. Whereas Orcs, I can just basically turn myself into a very dim-witted football hooligan with a slightly different British accent. Yeah. Arrow fletching, and all around his hood, his legs, around his wrists, the feather, the leaves on his hat, the leaves on his branches. Okay, they're all done with the green. No worries. Thank you for coming to join us, Al. You have a good night. Sleep well. I hope so. Tonight's been actually a very good stream, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I haven't got as much painting done as I normally would, but I've enjoyed the stream tonight, which is good. 90% of the battle is, did you enjoy doing it? Yes. Then it was worth doing, wasn't it? I'm not saying I don't enjoy every stream, it's just some streams are a little bit more enjoyable than others. Especially with the amount of interaction I get, and obviously I enjoy meeting new people and having new people come in and join us. I do enjoy that bit. Whether or not they click the subscribe, likes, or anything like that is entirely up to them. And if they ever come back, that is entirely up to them. But I do like people coming to say hello, chatting with us. Obviously, it gives yourselves other people to talk to, not just me. And that's how you build little communities, little like-minded places where people can go and talk about the things that they enjoy, whether it be modelling, painting. In my case, on my Discord, it's these sections for modelling and painting, but there's sections for you to chat about anything. And as I know, some of you don't actually do these as a hobby, you just come to watch and listen, which again, perfectly fine. I'll cover the back of his hand there with the blue, and I need to catch the inside of his arm with the green. See, this is the problem I have. Sometimes I get so far through it and then I spot bits that I've missed. So we start with the darker of the two greens. Pardon me. Oh dear. That doesn't sound good. Doesn't feel good either. And then hopefully we can do a tiny little bit of wet blending with the lighter of the two greens just over the top. You know, I will try. I will do different techniques such as wet blending on the model and blending through the palette. So you may see me use like 4 different techniques. That it's like you shouldn't be doing that at the same time that you're doing that. And it's like, well, it works. So I'm gonna. Ooh, that's a little scully thing on the back of his hand. I didn't even spot that. A little, not sure what it is here. But it's getting done ivory now. And then we have a fair few browns to do from Woods. Welcome back, Twisted. Welcome back. So we've got some Woods and some Leathers to do now. So Woods are obviously darker. Right, no. I want Montfang Brown for the leather. Really. So we'll go Ryan Oxide for the wood. Wood being obviously the shafts of the arrows and the main part of the actual bow. The main man? The main man? Hey, Twisted. I did not realise. I knew he was down as technical support on my channel, but on my Discord, but the main man, eh? You know, you would have thought the guy behind the camera was like in front of the camera was, but no, you mate, well done. I know you do sit in front of the cat. You do have your own channel, so I'm joking regarding that. But very high regards from Graham. Graham likes less people than me. Who's she saying something? I don't do people very often. Which is why I like this nice closed place where I can only certain people actually come and find me, because let's face it, you don't come to this channel because you know about it, you come to it because you find it by accident and then you might come back. But YouTube, I don't think YouTube likes me. It doesn't like advertising me for some strange bizarre reason. Although, saying that, since I've started going on the portrait mode, I believe I've started popping up in a lot of short streams. Even though it is a live stream. So if you're essentially doom scrolling, as it's called nowadays, where you just start flicking through shorts, I pop up. It's scary. Not really. Demoted because I'm separated from Lancashire now, remember? Greater Manchester, Greater Liverpool. They're their own little counties now. Because let's face it, in my little county, we do more than the rest of a lot of the other counties. Including the bad stuff, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we're fantastic and we're just great and do everything brilliantly. No, we have a lot of bad stuff as well. It's just that we got big enough to be able to go, we want to be on our own now. I wish we hadn't. But we did. So now we're not Lancaster anymore. Or Lancashire. Lancaster. I'm not nowhere near bloody Lancaster. We're not Lancashire anymore. It's Greater Manchester. We still rock the red rose though. But now we also get called drones by half the fucking world. Yeah, Cheers for that one, Lincoln. What a backhanded comment what compliment that was. Oh, they are worker bees. They are the workers. They are the backbone of the. No, you're calling us all frigging drones. Make that 2, please, Twisted. If you could do it for me, that'd be excellent. And anyone watching on portrait mode, please feel free to chat. Post comments. I do have access to both chat rooms, and I will respond to both as much as possible. I also have my partner Sparkles, who I believe is in portrait mode as well, and she will clock any comments that I miss. So any questions or anything like that, really, feel free. Put them up there. Let's do the leather. Pardon me. I'm so sorry. Pardon me again. Okay, I may have to mute myself in a moment. Not good, but I may have to. So we go for a lighter brown for the leathers. In this case, it is the base Mournfang brown from Citadel. As I said, I've got a lot of the Citadel range, so a lot of the paints I will be using are Citadel. Just because they was given to me, and now that I've got them, I'd be an idiot not to use them. Some of them may not be the best in the world, but just some of the yellows and the whites. But I have others to replace them, so I'm not too bad. I have a couple of Pro Acryls, and I generally go for ivory over white anyway. I don't like pure white. It doesn't look right. Especially when all the rest of the models got highlights and washes and stuff. A pure bright titanium white just doesn't look right on its own. It has to be really worked, especially with washes and highlights. And although ivory does need similar work, it's easier to pull it off on. Just so much easier to use ivories. I could definitely do one of them at the moment. Sort my stomach out as Twisted. One of them days, it's just, yeah. If it could have gone today, it did. Even picking Mini Laz up from school, I couldn't move my arms. And that was fun. Stood in a playground. All them mums and parents surrounding me, and I can't move. I'm stuck. My arms went on the way there, and they stayed gone on the way back, but my neck went while I was in the playground, so I'm kind of stood there like in the playground with everyone watching and looking at me and not knowing where to put the face, except for the couple of people that actually know me and were like, "Are you okay? Has it happened?" "Yeah." "Alright then. We'll stand with you. Thank you." It had gone not long after I'd come home, but that was still like a 20-minute where no use of my arms whatsoever. Well, I could, if you could put something in my hand, then I could have picked it. Then I could have held on to it, but I couldn't have picked anything up. That was just a straight nope. Not gonna happen. Like, it's not happened that bad when I've been picking up from school for quite a while. Thank goodness. But still, it's not nice when it does. But for the first time, my son was actually concerned about me. The last time he saw it happen, I was on the settee lay down and I couldn't move, and I ended up rolling off the settee, unable to stop myself. He was only 3, granted, but he damn near wet himself laughing. Daddy's just fallen off the settee. And I can see the funny side of it from his perspective, but obviously it wasn't particularly pleasant from mine. Got to get the green bits. Cockadiddles. So it does have a nice blue eye. Green. Much darker blue cloaking. Browns, orange. Have I just finished him? I think I might have it. Oh no. Nope. I forgot the arrowhead. I forgot the arrowhead. There's part of me that doesn't want to do just standard metal. There's part of me that wants it to be... I don't know. I can go for Screamer and then Pink Horror. I should go for... No, I'm going to make it really bright. I'm going to go Pink Horror and then I'm going to go Emperor's Children. So I'm going to go stupidly bright on the arrowhead. Why not? Okay, why not? So I only need a very, very small amount of this. Because it is only for the arrowhead. Can't see all the other arrowheads because they're in the quiver. But if Hawkeye can have multifunctional heads, then so can this guy. Now I've got to wait for that bit to dry. Oh, I don't have to, I suppose. I could, as I said, wet blend it in again. But yeah, not a great day for me, but the first time in a while it's been this bad. To the point where even at the start of the stream I'm not giving instructions, I'm asking Sparkles if she'll be able to just hold on a bit longer than normal just in case. And there she goes. One nice pink arrowhead. A very, very bright red fox. Greens and blues going on there as well. A few browns. So even though I'm not doing a Warhammer model, I'm still using the minimum 3 colours. Minimum. Now, I believe I have a bloody antenna to glue back on. Chest up, where are you? That, and there's your antenna. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this because it is ridiculously small. It is a ridiculously small antenna to go onto the top of his head. No, I had to repair these when I got them, which is why he's got these antennas. And now I've got to repair another one because it fell off and snapped. I'm going to get a very small piece of stone so that I can put a blob of super glue on it and then dip the antenna into it. But the only way I can think of without covering the entire bloody model in glue. Now hopefully that's not a ridiculously porous stone. And it's going to sit and pool a little bit for me. Now we all know the best activator is human fluids. So just dip that in there and pop that back on there. And that gives Chester his two little antennas back. Oh, diggity dog, that's done. No, I'm not American, and that was a very bad, very, very bad attempt at an accent. But we'll put Chester over there now to dry. Alright then. Now we have the question, do we start working on the bases? Because we have lots and lots of bases. And I don't know who's going to go where. Oh, like Dave and David, for instance. I do want quite far up the front. So they're mainly going to be sat on... Oh, where do I put them? Put them there. They're sat on mostly red, green. But there is a bit of purple. Okay, so obviously I have red, green and purple lollipop sticks to be making these bases. I just can't quite remember where I've put the plain bases. Oh. Is that... No, that's a 32mm one. Where have I put all my 25s? I've got a pack of 25mm bases somewhere, I don't know where they are. They were here, I saw them yesterday. You know, yesterday when I'm sat at my desk and I was doing the reading for the Combat Patrol, I saw them then. So where on earth have they gone? I mean, I'm not saying I'm completely short of 25mm bases. I should have spare ones somewhere. As well as those ones that are in the bag that I'm looking for. Now I know I've got quite a few 32mm. And a few 40s. Why can't I find my 25s? I want to do a base. Let me do a base. Did I move them to the kitchen when I moved the rest of the stuff? Nope, that's one of the textured ones. Ow, my head on the camera. Oh, I'm sorry, the microphone. Sorry about that. Oh, it's weird. You can see me under here now. This is because I'm looking for something very specific back here. And I do have to pop my head under the camera, sorry. You don't want to see my face quite that large. But Sparkles has no choice because I live with her, but I'm sure she'll rather see me on a smaller screen. I'm just going to check the kitchen because I believe I might have put them there. Textured ones. Well, on the plus point, I do know somebody who does need a textured base. And that is the character that is causing the most debate regarding name, which is the Bat character. In this case, just dab each of his feet in the super glue. Hopefully it's not completely dried and set, so it can get some on the bottom of his foot. Or feet, should I say. And then I can pop him on this base. Because his feet are so small, they're not pinnable. There we go. So at least I got one base done. While I'm currently looking around for all the others. Now they're in a thingy bag. I really need to organise my desk more. And everything around it and behind it and underneath it and everywhere else. Is that a... Aha, this is a box of bases. As I said, I knew I had bases scattered around all over the place. So, there we go. We have a standard 25mm base. That isn't one of the stupid 3D printed ones that came with it, I hope. I'm just going to put a bit of pressure on the sides because we know that's what breaks them. Nope, that is not one. Right, okay. I mean, I've got all sorts of bloody sized bases here. 32s, 40s. Great big whopping ones. Still got some of the tops from the crappy bases, just in case. You never know when a circle's going to come in handy. Pardon me again. Oh, if that was one of the 3D printed ones, it's one of the ones that actually held up. One of the few good ones. That actually came from that entire 30 odd batch that I got with them. And we have more updates, so on Twisted Bases. A lot more updates. Well, now we need to measure out the lollipop sticks and glue them onto the base and trim them down so that we can put Dave and David onto it in the correct place where they're going to be. And I've already forgotten. So I want Dave and David to be around here-ish. Can have chest about there, and then Dave and David next to him. So that'll be majority red. So let's move Chester at the moment. So that'll be red and purple on the main two colours. Let's put the base on. So I've actually got the... So it's going to be pretty much a full strip of red, full strip of purple, and a tiny bit of green at the end. So that when he goes on, he matches the area that he actually stands on. So let's start chopping those down and gluing them on. Now, this is difficult because of how much stuff I've currently got here. But we know we're gluing down pretty much a full width of purple and a full width of red. I'm so glad I went out and bought this pack. Otherwise I would have been running out of colours so quickly. So quickly. So, pop the base back. And we want a full strip red. Come on, come out. Come on. Full strip red. Full strip purple. Then we can pull one of these out. Just being a pain to get out of this little. I don't want to rip the paper thing because it's kind of holding a lot of them together. So I just want to slide one out if I can. And that's loosened it up a bit so I can grab a green as well. Now I do have planes just in case. I have lots of plain ones. And my stomach is still playing absolute havoc. It's not good. It is not good. I don't like it when it's doing this. I'm just glad it doesn't happen very often anymore. Oh, not as often as it used to. Ah, sat in the lollipop sticks. Okay, so David. It is a full strip red. So I'm going to use these just to help balance the other sides out. It is a full strip red. Full strip purple. So let's bring these back as far as I can so we don't have too much wastage. And let's move this up. Hello, Kirsty. Hello. Okay, I kind of zoom in to actually get the bit that I'm working on. Kind of. There we go. So what I'm doing is I'm putting lollipop sticks over this base, and then I'm going to glue them down and trim them off so they match the area that is going to be stood on the wooden walkway. And I've just moved them out of the way so I can't actually do the way I wanted to. So it's red first, then red, purple, green. Red. A lot of work just to line these things up so we can get them neat and tidy. Purple. And then a little bit of a gap because I don't want to glue the green to two of them. But then a very, very small bit of it is green. And I do mean a very, very small bit, and that is curved. Let's see if I can bend that straight. No, it's too close. There's no making you happy, is the Kirsty sometimes. But you kind of need it to be too close in this case, because otherwise you won't see absolutely jack diddly squat. And I'm going to hold them there, and I'm just literally going to coat it in super glue. See? And because it's wood, it should soak through. Yeah, I need to go to the doctors about my stomach, in all fairness, but I've not. It's been years. It's been absolute years, and I should have gone numerous times. So now when I pick this up, they should all be nicely attached to that on the other side. Just give them plenty of time to dry. And then we get the snips out. Well, not necessarily, now we get the big wire cutters out. Which are those ones, the big dongers. Raw, 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 raw. Yummy, 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 yum, 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 yum. And then just for a start off, we big snip along the edge. Oh, moron, don't use your weak hand. Use your sore hand instead. Because that makes all the more sense, doesn't it? There we go. You don't have to cut all the way through, you just have to make it big enough. crease in it, and it should snap from there quite easily. And so I'm not going completely round the full base accurately right now. I'm just getting the rough shape on it, so then I can come back and I can be a bit more accurate afterwards. Why am I struggling to do? Are you taking the mick? It is, isn't it? It's that the green one just really took the mick out of me then. And the purple went flying that way instead. Why am I struggling to cut a bloody lollipop stick? Right, in this case, I'm going to put the glue on the actual base and I'm going to attach the green thing to it afterwards. Hopefully that'll put a bit more underneath and help secure the other two. So this time popping the glue on the base as opposed to trying to soak it through. Pop that on there and hold it for a minute. Just hold it so it sets. And you could, if you wanted to, sand the wood down. It'll probably make it easier and cleaner. Or you can do what I'm going to do is hack at it with a pair of snips. They both work, it's just some work better than others. Well, I've got to wash this shit anyway. So having a bit of a fingerprint on it's not too bad. The green one's going at more of that angle. Nope, it wants clipping straight. I've just glued you on. You've just glued yourself to my finger and now you want to fall off. Are you really that... The next 2 hours of this stream might be me just trying to get the green to stay in place. In fact, I'm going to cut it first. That way I've not got to go through all that while it's on the base. And I need to trim it down the center as well. So hopefully that's going to be enough to... There we go, that's better. That's better. Not as much to clean off. And should be easier. Right, pop you back there. Get the snooper glue again. All this is just to get Dave and Dave on the base. Dave and David, sorry. Because these are going on the walkway section. And not on the higher section, which is where the bat's going to go. Have I been missing anything in? Oh. Nope. I have no, I've not missed anything in the portrait chat. Just like to make sure. Come on, dry. Dry. Don't stick to my fingers. Dry in the... Right. Stay there until you've dried them. See if I care. Stupid inanimate piece of object. Well, how is everybody doing while I'm waiting for this to dry? How it's... Sorry, what's that? Tummy issues are very common. Comorbid... I can't say that word, Graham. But when you riz the tiz. I've not got my certificate yet. I get my assessment. What day do I get my assessment? 4th of November. I get my assessment. So you'll all get to see me do combat patrol, and later in the afternoon I get to talk to doctors. And my doctor's called Jesus. He is. I got to choose him, and he's called Jesus. And he had a 5-star rating. I bloody expect so if it's Jesus. No half-arsedness of him. So now, very small snippies, just to make sure we get around the actual base and make it round. And we don't want square bases. We're not playing on hexes. We're playing on 1-inch squares. Good job I got glasses on, because otherwise some of these will probably end up in my eye. Please wear goggles and safety equipment if you're doing this. Don't act like this moron who's just nearly poked himself in the face with a pair of wire cutters. That's the exact same place that I'm going to for mine, Graham. That is the exact same place that is doing mine. And I've just dropped my base down the pit of no return. Wish me luck. Oh, there it is. That was quite easy to find. Awesome. I don't think mine is a lady. To be quite honest, out of all, if it was to just go off the names, I wouldn't be able to tell which one was a lady or a male. Which is why I chose Jesus, because I thought probably why not, you know? I mean, it may be Jesus, but on paper it read as Jesus. So apparently they did qualify in Spain. I don't know whether that should worry me or not. But yeah, I'm going to the same place, man. I've got an NHS referral as opposed, because apparently you can go private. I have not paid to go private. I've gone through the NHS referral service, because that means I can get it, because I can't pay the price that it would charge for doing it the quick way. I applied months and months and months ago. It's only just going through though. But apparently that's quite quick. So not only am I going to have my non-epileptic attack disorder, which in itself is a pain in the rear end, I may also have some kind of spectrum-y thing going on. And for those of you who said, I knew it, please don't. I logged onto the website today, and they still offer to do private within 2 weeks if you pay them $3,500. So, well, I don't have $3,500, so you can go and off with that. I came through a nurse referral. They seem to have got this one okay, I think. I hope. Because most of it's been via email. And once they put my name forward, I didn't really deal with the NHS after that. It was all dealing with them. Once I figured out that some of their stuff got sent to spam. Moved it from spam, and ka-ching, it is done. But anyone looking for an update on what Twister's been up to, if you want to log into the Discord, he's just put an absolute plethora of pictures in the work in progress. As I have just found out, because I've just turned the brightness up on my phone. And that means I get to see the notifications. Which is absolutely awesome. That is absolutely fantastic. So there we should have, Dave and David are based now. So they will sit on a section of the board that is red, purple and green on the actual diorama. Every model will be based for where they are in the diorama, not for what they may do in a D&D game. But I can't do that because you may go from forest to desert to snowscape to... You could be going all over the bloody planet. So getting them on a base that looks right for the where they stand on the diorama is the better option. Where am I up to on this? Right. So basically, when they did you, Graham, they realised they made a mistake and sped you through the next one. That makes sense. You do have a lot of fun with heat effects, Twisted. It's starting to worry us. Like, are you some kind of like pyromaniac? Are we just going to hear one day that just half of America's burnt down because, well, a farmer jeweler decided to go nuts? Oh, there's one of the other ones, the white lighter ones that I should have used for the other ones. Never mind. Okay, so let's see how these two look on the diorama now. And he's not based yet. Because I've not decided where him or his little companion's going to go, or where Chester's going to go yet. If you only have two base for this layer, it's alright, I suppose. Shit. I really should move things that I'm using and not just put them down next to me on my chair, shouldn't I? But I like ease. I like ease of use. I like things to be close to hand. So, yeah. Move the glue rock. Move all the brushes into the 1, 2, 3 blocks. If they're gonna go in the 1, 2, 3 blocks. Oh, Missy's down that end. Right, okay. So let's zoom out again. Oh, not zooming in. Just zooming in. Don't zoom in. Well, zoom out. Okay, so on here, we have no basis for those two yet. But as you can see, red, purple, yellow, red, purple, green, which means he's going to be able to go. They're going to be able to go anywhere along that section, and their base will match up for you down the same way that Shamash's does. When I put him anywhere along this row, his base matches the part that he's stood on. That means I have to do that for all of them. So there's going to be a couple with red, orange, purple, or orange, purple, orange, and yeah, you see how I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have sections like this that are going to be a pain in the rear end, and the sections like this that are going to be a pain in the rear end. So I may avoid standing them on certain parts, just because of how difficult it's going to be to make the base. But I may always try it anyway, just for the challenge. But we do have a few people get to go up there. But we also have the bat, which is not glued onto the base anymore. That's what it is. Yep, always play with a blowtorch or something. Got him. Right, so let's put splodges of glue on the base this time and try and get him to stand on it. Because his feet are too small to pin. What I've got to hope now is that none of the glue rolls off the base to the point where it melts the foam underneath, but he gets to stand there nice and proud of place up at the top of the mountain. Which is where the bat lives. Where have I put Chester? There it is. So we do have Chester, the one that's not been named yet, the spider. Oh, move it over because you can't actually see Chester. There we go. So we have Chester, Dave and David, the spider, Shamash, the one that's not been named yet. And now we also have the ranger. So we'll zoom in a bit there, and then I can lift it and move it around. So we have a few left to base up, but as you can see how the bases are supposed to work up here. They're supposed to line up, and top down view they should look right. Or at least close enough so you can go, right, that's where they're supposed to stand. But I only think I'm going to get about 8 or 9 characters up there. Body! I'm not sure. You're going to have to convince Sparkles for Barry. I'm not getting involved in that one. But that layer's filling out slowly but surely. So that's what, 2, 4, 6. So I've probably got about another 3 characters to do for up there. But who am I doing next? I don't know. Honest answer, I don't know. So I have to go talk to the boss. Who will be given the all clear if she wishes to Vamushki up to bed. After she's right now, there's certain characters that I do not want on this section. I want specifically for this section, so I'm not going to give her the choice out of those ones. Because last time I asked her to pick one, she picked the one up there. You know, I'm doing this section here, so she picks that one. In fairness, she didn't know, so let's put these up. So we have the evil bard, who is the crow. And we have the penguin assassin. And who's the other bad guy? I can't remember who the other bad guy is. Oh, he's not a bad guy. It's the critter, because they need some kind of. So those are the 3 that are gonna go up there. I mean, the critter may end up sitting down here. You can't see on the. You can't even see if I do that. Okay, there we go. So the critter may end up sitting down here. Means I may have to pick one more to go up on the top, which I believe will also be another familiar. In this case, it's going to be this little horned, spiky. I don't know what it is. But that at least gives 4 characters for up there. Now, obviously, I've only got room for 3, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters in total. 6 characters, 2 familiars. I'm going to hand the box to Sparkles, and she's going to pick out either which one, or if she's picking a familiar to go with them, which ones are going to be next. Any of those. They'll be going on this side, and either on this level or the level above. So any of them will do fine. the little displacer beast and the little like mushroom guy. They're both familiars. I mean, you could give me both familiars to paint if you wished, but I think I have one. Technically, I have three, but two of them are a singular character, so I only have one actual familiar, whereas these two are two familiars with independence. Obviously, the sorcerer barbarian combination. Level 7 in both, but two characters using one action set. Who am I painting? I am painting what appears to be a wizard gecko. Now he has a stick in one hand, which is a wand, I'm assuming, a book in the other. A very nice wizard hat. A necklace, robes, tail of course, pouches for all his arcane supplies. Okay. So he's going up there. I have a lot of casters. A bloody lot of casters. So, now we know which one we're doing next week. We need to set him up. Ready for it, don't we? Which means we do the bit that I normally do late. I normally do first. I'm going to do it last, so it's ready for next week. Get to put these back in there, though. They're the 4 baddies. Well, not the 4 baddies, but the ones that are going to have neutral or not necessarily good alignments. Where did I put this again? This goes down here. And where I've put him, I've put him there, so I need to move this now. Again, and I really need to clean that table before I go to bed. Otherwise, Minion Lads is not going to be happy with me because that's where he eats his breakfast. And I've nicked his breakfast table and covered it in dice and shiny math rocks. He's not going to be happy with me. So, is this wizard going to be called Barry? I'm assuming he's going to be a wizard. Just because of what it looks like. But is Graham going to get his wish, and is it going to be called Barry?
We'll have to have one character Barry.
We're going to have one character called Barry. Right, but we don't know who. Okay. Why have I got a feeling it's going to be the bad frog? I just have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be the bad frog. So let's clean up this and then we can get the Chaos Black. Standard base colour. Yes, Barry! We don't know who yet though. We don't know who. Just Sparkles has given enough of a yeah, okay. One of them can be called Barry. I mean, we've got a Dave and a David, so well, some normalish names wouldn't be too amiss. But we do need some more fantastical names, people. Come on. This is a magical world with animals that can use like opposable thumbs and things. So I'm just going to do this black as the base coat and then the dry brush so he's prepped for next week. So we do know who we're doing next week. And I'll have a quick chat before I leave because I didn't expect to finish that fox that quick, in all fairness. Good night, Twisted. You have a good one, man. And you got a Jeff. You got a Jeff and a something. And who else got the Jeff and what's Jeff's sidekick called? Because Jeff's a barbarian butterfly, and his B sidekick's got a name now. And as I said, they don't suffer any strength penalties because they're wielding, even though it will be what would technically be one-handed, they are using two hands. So they are multi-limbed, but if they let go of the weapon with both hands, then it becomes uncumbersome. It becomes cumbersome, so kind of have to keep two hands on the weapon just to wield it as normal. Which means a versatile weapon they can wield. They could get away with a dagger or a versatile weapon in one hand, but technically they could wield 4 short swords rather than the big bonk stick. Although I do like the big bonk stick, which will be getting special rules written for it, just like the shark's harpoon hook blade. Jeff the Barbarian will be getting a special bonk stick. And that is what it's going to be called. The bonk stick. Was it Bernard? It might have been Bernard, actually. It's written in the book over there. I've just got to go get it. But I don't want the paint to dry out because it's on just a standard dry palette at the minute. And I'm getting really hungry now. This is what I get for being sick and feeling sick all day, as well as other things. Now that it's late and I'm feeling slightly better, I'm absolutely bleeding starving. But I'm not going to risk it. I had toast earlier and I've managed to be okay with that, so I don't wish to risk it until I'm way off stream. I know sometimes I might go get snacks and stuff just to tide me over, but in this case, no, I'm not going to. Which is a shame because I know we have chili heat wave Doritos and the cheese Doritos in the cupboard. And a penguin. God, penguins. Oh, how good are penguins? I can blur it. My glasses are supposed to stop that. Fucking fat chance of that, apparently. My glasses are supposed to make it easier for me to do this. And they are, in fairness, they are. But they've not completely got rid of the unfocusing parts. I should have pinned him because do I need to get to the bottom of that tail around there? How much do I need to get into that tail? Ooh, quite a lot. Shit. Oh, okay. It's quite a large section under there. That's not done. I would say pardon my language, but you all should be used to it by now. Sometimes I swear. It is the amount of swearing I do is going down. You all have Beaky Buzzard to thank for that. But if my language was something that put you off, thank Beaky. Because he's the one who stopped me from swearing as much. Thanks for joining, Graham. You have a good night, mate. And I'll speak to you later. Well, maybe not later, but I will speak to you again during the week. No doubt. When I start throwing ideas for colours at you. Okay, so let him dry while he's on there. And whilst he is drying, find the ivory and a dry brush. Do I have a... nope. Nope. You? Nope. Don't tell me I forgot to clean all my dry brushes. No. Have I forgot to clean all my dry brushes? No, I still have one. Just gotta wait for the black to dry now. Black takes ages to dry for some reason. I don't know why. I really don't. I've never understood why black takes so long to dry. And hello to everybody who's still in, by the way. We're coming towards the end, but we're not quite finished yet. We're just doing the setup for the model for next week. We have finished the archer, the ranger, who's a beastmaster with his little spider friend. You have to take pictures of that though. Can't at the moment because my phone's being used for the portrait cam, and obviously this camera's being used to stream down. Yeah. Once they're not being used to do that, I can use them to take photographs, which is absolutely wonderful. Yeah, and now I can't actually see how many people are in on each side. I just know that there is more than one on each side. So thank you for staying. Is that black dried yet? You saw that happen, didn't you? Picked him up and he took a purposeful nosedive straight off. See, I don't want to catch any wet bits, but I want him to stick on the bloody thing. Right, no, he's taking ages straight. He's shiny, ain't he? Look at that. He's shiny still. He's soaking wet. Now, I don't have a dry faster you bastard machine to hand, but I do have manual wind power. I could just turn my airbrush on, but it's going to make a racket at like near just got 12 o'clock at night. That's not a good idea. Look, I'm not sitting here for 20 minutes waiting for you to dry. I'll just catch you on the start of the next stream and dry brush you then. Don't start with me, you silly little lizard wizard. Lizard wizard? I'm going to be painting a lizard wizard. That's going to be fun. Now, it's only just occurred to me that this stream's only actually done about 2 hours worth of painting, even though I've been on for near enough 2 hours and 40 minutes because of the dice at the beginning. So I have not done quite as much painting tonight as I normally would have. What I have managed to do though is lose the lid for my super glue, which is not a good thing because that means my super glue is going to dry out. Oh, bugger. Well, it's got to be on here somewhere. Ah, there it is. I say it's got to be on here somewhere because I've not moved from here since I've been using it. So it has to be here somewhere. But I found it. See? Got it. Let's put that out of the way. So it's not that. Have you even come closer to drying yet? No, it is all the recesses and his face and underneath the hat, all the hard to reach places that aren't drying. They're gonna take a while. I must have put a bit too much paint on it. But I did manage to get the entire base coat done, which is absolutely awesome. So at this point, because he's not drying, and he's for next week anyway. It's going to be the usual setup, so I'll dry brush him with the ivory just so I can get the light tones and know where the light's hitting, and then I'll work on colours for him. I don't know what colours I'm going to use, but I will possibly choose that on the night, or maybe put some thought into it during the week. Pardon me. Well, that is going to be the end for him tonight. Obviously, models and musings on Monday at 9:30 if you're in the UK. Because we're in October, I will be painting Lasgull. Now, this is a double reason I'm painting Lasgull. Is one, it's going to be my Ghazghkull Thraka proxy. And I still need to glue that onto there. So yes, it's going to be my Ghazghkull Thraka proxy. But it is also going to be my competition entry for Rogue's Den Hobbies for the winter, I believe, competition entry, which is anything that has been modified or kit bashed. Well, this should be fun. I've forgotten how many Gretchen I put all over him, so I think there's about 4 Gretchen on this. So one here, he's stood on one down there. There's one with an ammo pack back there. There's one on his backpack there. There's also a squig back here somewhere. 2 boss poles. Lots of Daka coming off his shoulder. Lots of mech bits. And then obviously to make him the Lasgull Thwacker, he has 2 great big hammers. I'm going to look forward to painting him. Oh, and there's a Space Marine helmet down there as well. I forgot about that. It's been a while since I made this guy, so I've forgotten a lot of the detail that I put in and the bits that are going to be on there. So this is going to be interesting, just finding out how much I'm going to have to paint. I mean, I've just looked at the back there and realised there's a shooter and a chopper and some stick bombs and all sorts of extra little gubbins and bits. And yeah, this is going to be fun or frustrating. Probably a bit of both. So I'm going to start him on Monday. If you're interested, please subscribe, stick on the notifications, and you'll know when I'm going live. Because it will all be live. They are only live streams. That is all I do. I do live streams. I don't do edited videos because, well, that means I've got to listen to my own voice and I can't stand it. So until Monday, thank you very much for everybody who's come to join me and hit the like button, because I can see some people have already hit the like button. Thank you very much. Please drive safe. Look after yourselves. Be nice. Well, don't have to be nice. Look after yourselves and drive safe. And I will see you on Monday. See you later.